Hello and welcome back to VMTV. My name is Kyle Diamond. My guest for this episode is the Killer King. Notice King. Alex Lohore, who recently won on OKTAGON on his return to the welterweight division. Afterwards in the cage, he asked whether he was going to be a part of OKTAGON's €1 million tournament, which they are hosting very soon, which is very exciting. And he was told, yes, he will be a part of it following the win. So he's got another fight to prepare for in just a couple of months. So we talked to him about that. We spoke about training at GB Top Team, which he did for this last camp, and kind of where he's at in his career at this point, and some things he's had to learn along the way. Without further ado, Mr. Alex Lohore. Like I said, I was going to ask about it before I hit record, but I thought I'd record first because when I was doing notes and stuff and flicking through like your social medias and previous fights and stuff, I noticed that you always have it with you. What's the meaning behind it?
The meaning behind the hat is literally king status, really. It's an Ivorian kind of thing where oh, still there.
I got
Yeah,
you.
it's
I
an
got you.
Ivorian kind of thing where you know when you get stated as a king, they give you that hat.
Right.
So for me, really, after after my journey and everything I've been through in the MMA industry and the MMA world,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I class myself as a king because where I've arrived now, it's it's somewhere nice and somewhere that not everyone can get to.
Hmm.
Well, everyone can get to, but you need to put in the work, and it takes a long time and dedication.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
noticed that because I remember back from the Cage Warriors days. I don't know how long you've had the nickname the Killer Kid, but I noticed that you kind of it hasn't like officially changed on a lot of places, but you do refer to yourself now as the Killer King instead. When was when was that point where it kind of switched and that kind of started to be uh your new outlook on your career?
I started introducing it a little bit um, after my, I think, second fight in Octagon.
Hmm.
Um, just because I just felt like the Killer Kid was a little bit too, too young now, too childish. Not childish, but too. Um, it wasn't referring to me anymore
Yeah.
because I didn't feel like a kid. I just felt like I was grown and I was more mature and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, I wanna change now. I wanna upgrade to the king.
Yeah.
So my last fight against King Saul and the middleweight title, I said that after the fight, I won't be wearing the balaclava anymore, and I'll just be wearing the hat because obviously the era of the Killer Kid is not over, and it's time for the new era, the era of the Killer King. Um, and yeah, I think I've covered all the angles now. I've had many fights for different opponent, and I'm ready to just take over now.
Mm. I think it's something that people really kind of gravitate towards it. It makes you stand out as well. The fact that you've had that kind of like not just putting on the performances, but having kind of a persona, something that people associate with you, right? Like when I was watching your last fight, which congratulations on the win, obviously. The knockout was so good. But they just it seems like you fought in so many different promotions, but it seems like wherever you go, people just get it. Like there's never like you're fighting in OKTAGON, and yet people just get it. People are locked into you like straight away, right? Do you feel that as well?
Yeah. I feel like people can relate to my lifestyle, can relate to me. I'm very vocal on this on media and social media as well. I try to spend a lot of time with my fans and try and reply to as many as I can. Um, and yeah, I try to just I try to just stay real, and then at the same time as I'm staying real, also um, put my persona out there and explain to the people why I do certain things. And yeah, just let it flow, really.
What's life been like for you in Octagon? I mean, obviously this was your return to welterweight after fighting for the middleweight title, and then that moment in the cage where you asked if you were going to be in the tournament, and they said, "Yeah, you are." After that win, like it seems from the outside looking in, like it's going pretty well for you so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot of ups and downs with Octagon. You know, started well with the Vermola fight, and then had another fight for Apollo. Was a close decision for me. I feel like I won that fight, but hopefully we get a rematch with him as well because he's also in the tournament. Um, and then I won my first fight in Octagon after my third fight against Tatus Primera. And then we had a little forward and back and a little clash between me and the Octagon promoters. At the time, I was managing myself, and you know the negotiation wasn't going too well. So we kind of take a step back from each other, and then I decided to get someone else to do the negotiation between me and them. And then since then, everything is working a little bit better now. I don't have to deal with them. I just relate to my guy, and then he deals with them. Yeah, it's an expense that I didn't need, but also it makes it a little bit easier for me. But yeah.
Yeah. How long had you been managing yourself?
My whole career, man.
Really?
The whole journey. I've had few managers, but I wasn't happy with what they were doing. I didn't feel like what they were doing um, were making my career better or adding anything to what I was doing. So I just didn't stay with them. I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to put anyone down.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, so yeah, that was it. I think it was just a year throughout my Bama career that I took someone on, and then kind of didn't work, so I just left it as, and then the rest of the time I was dealing directly with promoters. It's also something that I want to do in the future, manage fighters and help them in their careers and stuff like that. But I want to do it properly where I'm actually invested in my fighters, But we leave that for after fighting. But yeah, it was good to kind of get the experience and everything like that. I'm still very involved with what's going on between me and my management and Octagon. So yeah, I like it like that. It's much easier for me now.
Yeah. I yeah, I mean it definitely helps with what's happened now with the tournament as well. Like to be having to focus on that and managing yourself at the same time sounds like a lot to deal with at once. I'm sure for your side of things, it's a lot easier that you can go in there, put on a performance like that, find out you're in the tournament, and just kind of focus in on that, right? Because it's a big deal for Octagon to put on a tournament like this. Like they haven't done stuff like this before. I think it's a really big asset for them to have guys like yourself in it. That people know and can follow throughout the tournament. So I think that's a really exciting thing for them and for both and for you as well. How confident were you that you were going to be in it?
Well, I needed that win, so I my focus was my opponent first of all before the tournament. So well, it was more focusing on myself to be more than ready to be able to beat this opponent. So for preparation, I went to Thailand, stay out there for 4 weeks, training at Beng Tao MMA. The like of Brendan Longan was there, Darren Till was there, loads of other Russian guys and other guys from different organizations. And yeah, it got me that feeling of wanting to have something similar when I go back to the UK. And then I just decided to go and see Brad and speak to him and see if I could join his team and if we could partner up and try and gain his experience and gain a bit of help from him. And he said yes, and yeah, we're starting to work. So at the moment, I'm on my week off. Next week, we're straight back to work. We've got 7 weeks to prepare for the first stage of that tournament. So I can't wait. I'm excited.
I was going to ask you about that actually, about training at GB Top Team. What was it about GB Top Team that made you kind of choose them as somewhere that you could potentially go? And how was that? Like you said, you needed the win in order to think about things in the future. You had to get that win first, and then you can start thinking about that. So was it a tough decision to make to kind of take yourself out of your comfort zone and go somewhere else?
To be fair, not really, because after that loss, it was I had to kind of refocus, and I knew that I had to take myself out of my comfort zone and try and, well, not try and get better at everything. So, team-wise, I had to add someone with more experience, which Brad come handy for that, because there's, in South London, there's no one that's more experienced than him, I don't think. Me choosing GB Top Team, first of all, was the fact that it's close to where I am, where I live. The second thing was obviously Brad Pickett, very experienced coach, and all of the other training partners that's there. There's loads of, we got Nathaniel Wood, who's in the UFC. Mark Diakisi comes down there, does his training. The like of Jason Ratcliffe comes down there. They've got the big guys from PFL, Simeon Powell. There's also that Luke guy. I don't know his family name, but he fights for, I think, Bellator. And then there's loads of, other guys like Cage Warriors guys, like Emra, for example. Loads of guys that are, speak to you on the outside and, that I never really trained with, but we know of each other. So I thought I'll be comfortable there, So I just thought let me go in there and try and see how it goes. Obviously, I forgot to mention Ashley Grimshaw as well. Perfect jiu-jitsu black belt. Loads of knowledge in MMA. So the facility as well is incredible. There's everything the fighter needs to be ready for a fight. They have everything literally.
Cool, mate.
Just fall into place.
That's everything I have, mate. So thank you so much for your time. Again, congrats on the win and being in the tournament. We can't wait to see that kick off in did you say 7 weeks it is away now?
Yeah, so March 4 is the first fight. That will be in Czech Republic, in Ostrava, I think the name of the city is called. And for the people that want to watch it live, it will be on OKTAGON.tv. It's a pay-per-view. I think it's something like £11 or £12 to watch. It'd be good to get a lot of support from the UK and from everyone, really.
Yeah. Cool, man. Like I said, thank you, all the best with your camp for it, and we'll hopefully catch you after you're through that first round, mate.
Yes.
Cool. Cheers, man. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you again. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. You too.